Hello lovely stitchy friends, I'm Kat and I'm delighted to welcome you to my channel Catkin and Lily, where we talk all things cross stitch. It's the 25th of February, so I'm here for a little Flosstube update. It's number 42 and I've got so much good stuff for you today. I probably say it every time, but I'm always excited to rock up and share with you what I've got going on. If you're a new viewer and you've just found me, then I hope you're going to enjoy seeing all of the cross stitch goodness that I have to share with you. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back to spend a little bit more time with me. And that also feels like a good point to say that yes, we do have the giveaway winners today, because a couple of weeks ago I was celebrating 9,000 subscribers, which is still absolutely mind-blowing to me. So I had a couple of prizes up for grabs. So I'm going to be doing the winners of those. And there's still so many more of you coming. Thank you so much if you've subscribed in the last, well, whenever, but particularly in the last few weeks. I know there's loads of you finding me and a lot of you leaving me comments to say that you've just found me and enjoy my videos. And it's incredible. It really buoys me up to want to come on and chat to you about cross stitch. I mean, I'm always excited about cross stitch anyway, but yes, thank you so much for coming and sharing all this with me. So what else have I got for you today? I've got a finish. Definitely hope for a few more. One is, I mean, I'll take that. One is still good. It's not FFO'd yet, so not a fully finished object, but we have a finish. Might be the one that you're expecting. We have lots of lovely whips, really exciting whips. We have the most exciting new start, which if you've seen my latest videos, you'll know what that is, that I was so excited to dive into. I've been talking about full coverage, and yes, I have a weeny little start to share with you on that one. As always, lots of plans, which will, as always, be subject to change, and a little bit of AOB. So, before we get into that though, I actually wanted to do a couple of Flosstuber shout outs. Now, I want to do this before I dive into everything, because otherwise I won't forget probably, because I have got my notes. But I wanted to put this right at the top of the video because, yeah, a couple of really exciting shout outs for you. The first one is Lindsay, who is on YouTube here as Stitching Magic, or Stitching Magic 111, but I'll put the links in the description for you anyway. And Lindsay is actually someone I've known for quite a while. She's also a member of my Patreon subscription. Absolutely delightful, always been very creative, has got back into cross stitch recently and has started a floss tube. So I highly recommend you go and watch it out. Highly recommend you go and watch it, because as I say, she's just got her first video out. She's not new to videoing, so I would say it's a really high standard, and it's just a delight to see her rediscovering cross stitch and to see how hard she has fallen down that rabbit hole of mounting up the whip count. Yes, Lindsay is doing very well at starts. She says herself in the video, very good at starts, less good at finishes, but Lindsay, those will come. And if you want to see someone get very excited about cross stitch and start all the things, then definitely go and give Lindsay a watch. Absolute pleasure. Now the second one that I have for you is one that just popped up on my YouTube. Obviously it recommends things to me all the time, as I'm sure it does to you, which is perhaps how some of you have found me. And Adelaide Stitches popped up for me. I think maybe because she did a whip parade. I think she's been on Flosstube and sharing videos for maybe not quite a year. I'm not quite sure actually. I haven't gone back and watched older ones, although I would be quite tempted, but time is always a bit tricky, isn't it? But she did her very first ever whip parade, and I love a whip parade to really get to know someone, to know if you like watching their videos, and to see all of the things they're stitching, and I just loved everything. So many whips that I adored. I think absolutely everything. We have a lot of similarity in tastes and cuteness, colour, just all the things. Lots of lovely progress to see, and her enthusiasm for it all is just infectious. Her delight in everything that she's stitching is so evident, and it just makes it a really, really fun watch. So definitely, please do go and check out Lindsay at Stitching Magic and Adelaide Stitches. As I say, I will pop the links in the description. So we will move on now to my stitching and the finish, of course. I have to start with the finish. And it's Wren and Snowdrops by Love Poppet. So I've been sharing this one not for all that long, because let me say, I started it on the 1st of February and I think I shared it maybe once or twice here, and I finished it on the 14th of February. So here it is. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not huge. So you can see how I managed to knock this finish out fairly quickly, but it just looks beautiful. Let's see, look at that. I love the pattern details on here, the snowdrops, absolutely delightful. This was so fun to stitch, really quick to stitch. I've stitched it, you can get it as a kit or a PDF. I have stitched from the PDF and I've got my own fabric here, so this is, it's really similar. The kit fabric and recommended is a sage green. I've gone for a mimosa green. Absolutely beautiful. Now I do have some ideas on actually fully finishing that, but it was going to be in a hoop, which I probably could have done for today, but I changed my mind. I have something else in mind and it's going to take a little bit longer. So that one is now pending FFO. You know me, I'm not promising it for next time now, because we know how well I keep those promises. But for now, I'm just really pleased to have finished it. Lovely quick little stitch. Yeah, I'm going to be looking to have maybe a few more of those quick little wins into my rotation. I think would be really good. But since that's the only finish type thing, finish FFO, that means we must be into whips. And amazingly, I'm still going to say there's no Arctic animals to share with you. I absolutely thought I'd have this this time around, because part 10 came out. It's an adorable narwhal. I'm very excited to stitch it, but you'll see, I jumped in on another SAL, which you did see last time, the tiniest start, and I kind of wanted to work on that. So we'll come to that one. What we do have to start, we have something very exciting. Let's get this one all teed up. Because for the last few videos, I've been saying, oh, I haven't started my beading on the winter's gift. Really want to start my beading? I've started the beading. So finally, we are into beading, and oh, it's looking so good. I'm just trying to get this nicely arranged on my board. It's only just about big enough. Let's see if we can get it here. So beading started at the bottom. Are you ready for this? There she is, and wait for it. I don't even know if you can see from back here. Let's hold her back here. And the beading is all at the bottom here. So let's bring that in and see if I can share with you. So we've got this fairly bead heavy section along here, and then all of this along the bottom, which is just gorgeous. It's so pretty. And then I've started, now I have to check what I've done. Oh yes, over here onto the green section over here. And I've got, there's some beads in there, there's some tiny little beads even sat on top of the fabric. It's really pretty. Oh man. I'm really happy I got into this. One of the things that was holding me up slightly was deciding which way I wanted the beads to go, whether I wanted them diagonal or straight, and you may have spotted they're straight. I decided it did look good straight, but they are straight the other way round than what I did on Rossa, my Bella Filipina Mermaid. So yeah, these are straight with the hole running that way, horizontally, rather than straight with the hole running vertically. I think it looks amazing. So that's really only, I think I had about a day or two that I really put some good beading time into it. It isn't something I can pick up for like 5 minutes. But yeah, very excited to crack on with that one. It feels like now I've made a start. Hopefully I can actually, you know, get a wriggle on with that one. So that's the winter's gift. And yep, as we often do, start with a double fancy lady, because I think my fancy ladies are some of my longer running projects, and I usually show in order of when I started my projects when I'm doing my floss tubes. That's just kind of the order I have them on my notes. So the Winter's Gift was on there first because she was actually started on the 9th of December 2023. So she's been quite well over a year now. So yeah, and we're not really winter anymore. I wanted to finish this winter, so not sure that's happened. But anyway, we're not officially spring yet, so technically still winter. Anyway, the next fancy lady is Gaia the Earth Goddess, and I started her on my birthday on the 2nd of May. I don't think she'll be finished for the 2nd of May this year. Not in any universe really is she going to be finished. But, and apologies, we have a dangly thread today for Gaia. I'll try and put it around the side. But let's see where Gaia's got up to. I think she's only had maybe 1 or 2 days. Might even only be 1. So I've been working again up here. And actually it's pretty exciting because I've now finished that's the edge of her dress. So I've actually finished all of that, which is nice. And then you can I've just started onto the green and actually just started the cape. So I'm going to work on all this cape section here. I don't know if that's what you call it. I'm calling it a cape. I don't really know. Cape, wrap, something. Now, I do also need to get in and finish the metallic in here. But I lost the metallic. So I've now found the metallic. But I had 2 spools of thread. I'd finished one. I knew I had another one and I could not lay my hands on it for the life of me. And then as you do, I was doing something completely different and then just found it. So I will go and fill that metallic back in. Now I've actually found the thread. So I'll get that done and then, yeah, carry on with that cape. So that's her. She is looking absolutely fantastic. As I say, still nowhere near completed. Just lovely to work on. Really enjoy always pulling her out. Right, next whip is the Deadly Aquarium Stitch Long, that is no longer Stitch Long, is now obviously well finished. This was also started in May last year. And upside down, it's going well actually. This is the one I've been trying to chip away at as my football project. So when the football is on, although I had to miss, there was one football match I didn't do any stitching on this one, but we've reached quite a nice little milestone on this one. Got a bit of fluff on here. So here is where we're at. Look at that. Now, the reason this is momentous is because this is now all of everything in these arches fully completed. All of it. So let me bring that in because I'd been finishing up. I had a few little bits, these little blue doodads to finish. I had a lot of backstitch. I've filled in backstitch. Can you see that coral? It looks incredible. It looks so good. And what else? Oh, I had little teeth to do down here, tiny bit on the squid. This guy's got teeth, finally. I had water bits, little fish up here, just lots of little picky bits. Oh, there's a jellyfish in here that needed doing. So it was a lot of little bits left to finish. And that is now done. So you can see I've made a start on the signpost here. So that's my next section to really focus on, is that signpost. And then I can move down to just all the stuff at the bottom. There's still quite a lot, but again, really feeling, it's really nice having it on that rotation where it just comes out a couple times a week and gets about an hour to an hour and a half, depending on what else I'm having to do while the football's on, and to see that, keep pushing it forwards and keep ticking off those bits and finishing all those arches in the middle, just, that feels so good to have done that. Right, now to my smallest whip, I think, which I'm going to go for the other board, is Frosty Tiny Town. by Heart in Hand. Now, this is definitely one I thought I might have a finish for you. There's a reason I don't, and hopefully it won't be too long, but I'll show you where we've got up to, which is here. Look, it is so cute. It is so nearly done. This is basically, this is the last house on this side here. There is one little tree just there. So it is very, very close. Bar a few bits of white. There's actually still, I'm still in contemplation about this house, whether I change one of the colours if the black and the blue are too close together. And there's a bit of white missing above that house. And yeah, there's not too much else. There's just a little bit over here, as I say, in a tree. Now, the reason that it didn't quite get a finish is because I ran out of the white. I've been using the fancy floss on this one. There's DMC options. I've been using the fancy floss, and whichever one that one is, it's I can't remember, a Gentle Art, Weeks Direct, can't remember. Whatever it is, I just didn't have quite enough of it. Now, it's really close to DMC Blanc, I think, so I could finish it in that, but I kind of just want to get the proper one, because even, can you see this bit up here? Look, I've got half a snowflake, and I feel like that's just going to look really weird if it isn't an absolutely perfect match. I just want to finish it in the proper colour. So I'm going to order some more, which means I need to go shopping, and I don't really have anything else at the moment that I desperately need, and I don't really want to just buy one skein, but I also want that one finished because it's nearly the end of February and I don't want to be stitching it in March. So watch this space. I will figure something out on that one so I can get that one finished and off the whip count. But it's looking gorgeous. I'm really pleased with it. Really excited to have that one finished. Another one that's nearing completion is the little Owl Patchwork SAL by the Historical Sampler Company. I would say one I thought I'd have finished for you today, but honestly I didn't. I don't think there was much chance that it was actually going to be finished, but it's close, it's close. So this is a stitch along. It comes in 4 parts, all 4 parts are out. So I'm just working through that last part, and here is where we're up to. Pretty darn good, right? So you can see it is all done apart from just into this corner. So I've got one more where these owls are. There's one more owl in here. There's one more repetition of this patchwork motif in here. Just been working, and I need to finish this one. Got a few little doodads. I finished the house. The house looks so cute. Doesn't it look lovely? And a little bit of the border in there still to go. I'm saving, that's my little bit that I'm saving for the end. I know it's a bit of a random choice, but I always like to leave a bit to the end that I know I'm particularly enjoying. And actually for me, it's been the border on this one. Strange, but true. So that's my little treat at the end, will be to finish the border, and it will really finish it off. So yeah. So again, we're lining up finishes, not actually getting them, but getting so close, so close. Oh, we've still got quite a few to go. We have The Mermaid's Realm by Joan Elliott. So this one is the piece that I love to pick up, but it's a bit of a double-edged sword because when I pick it up, I don't really want to put it down again. But I do. I try and schedule it just for sort of really only about a day a week at the moment, and occasionally other spots as well. But really only one day a week when I really try and work on it solidly for that day. But I think we've still got some good progress. Here's where it's got up to. So you can see I've done a lot more of these scrolly waves. I've got up here, I've got this little guy. I think he's a little shark friend, which is yeah, it's really nice. The scroll work is just incredible. All those waves just look beautiful. So I'm really enjoying this. So as you know, this is the gap where the star is going that might be in a different colour. And this gap here, that is for a seahorse, who may also be in a different colour. So as I say, I'm not going to do the bits that I might do in different colours. I'm not going to do those until I've got fairly well into this, so I can start picking out the colours. So it would be really exciting to go back and do that at some point. But yeah, really enjoying that. I think that is now 2 whole skeins of 3799 in there already. So yes, I've got a good stash of 3799. It's lovely to stitch with. Definitely prefer it to 310. So yes, more to be done on that one. Now this one, actually, next one is another slightly smaller one. We have the Cotton and Twine January subscription box. This one is a delight. Absolute delight. The colours are just beautiful. Again, I've really been enjoying this one. Again, decent progress. Most of these have got decent progress, but we have got quite a few. So there's something to be said for working on a smaller number. Today, I think the last few weeks I've worked on quite a few. This is where we're up to with this. And this is great because I have now finished everything in this kind of bottom section here. This is all done. And I've just got the top section, which is actually slightly smaller. That's probably over halfway now. And I did, last time you saw this, I was debating the tiny little flowers were in the very palest blue and I wasn't sure they were showing up. Well, I think they're showing up now. I've switched these out to the middle colour of the blue, and yeah, it looks lovely. So I'm super excited with that. Definitely going to work some more on that one. Again, I'm not going to say it's going to be a finish. I've got too many whips I'm trying to touch at the moment to think that any of them might actually get to a finish. We'll see. And this is why it got a bit silly, really, because my final whip for you is the Stitchers Book Club SAL by Clouds Factory. So this is the one I shared with you a couple of weeks ago that I'd made a start, and I couldn't resist it. And because I was late to the party on it, not massively late, but a little bit late, I kind of wanted to at least get a bit more done on it. And I think it still does need a little bit of priority, but I'm quite happy with this. And this is where we're at. This is, so part 1 was this section and the section next to it. So I've done, I would say, not quite half of part 1 because there's a couple of books here that are quite chunk. So I don't think I'm quite halfway into part 1. But yay, we have the whole of that Tolkien section done. So Tolkien with Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, which I love. And it has stitched up so cute. So cute. Really love it. That book in particular, it's just gorgeous. And I think that's looking pretty good on the fabric. Really happy with that. So I've got part 1 I need to finish off here. Part 2 is above. And part 3 will be out on the 1st of March. So this is where I definitely would like to put some more stitches into this. I said I would, ideally, I'd like to finish a couple more, maybe those couple books before part 3 drops. I mean, I know I'm going to be playing catch up for a while. I'm not going to put so much into this that I will be all caught up anytime soon. But if I can just get a little bit closer to catching up, at least by, I don't know, parts 4 or 5, if I can kind of, keep doing a little bit extra, that would be fantastic. And I love stitching on it. It's so good. And that is why Arctic Animals has lost out, because I have been trying to prioritise that Stitchers Book Club just to push it forward so I don't feel like I'm so far behind. Because I have still got, there's still a few weeks until part 11 of the Arctic Animals. And that's the final part. So, yeah, I felt like I've got a little bit of wiggle room to leave the narwhal. This weekend, I think I will definitely get into that. So that is all the whips apart from my new start, which is, of course, Dragon Mace Into the Night, my new full coverage piece, very large full coverage piece, artwork by Rose Catherine Kahn, charted by Pain Free Crafts. Now, a little bit of a story with this one. I was debating where to start, and the other full coverages, obviously the one that got UFO that we don't talk about, and the one that I finished, I started in the top left. This one I decided I was going to start bottom right, because as long as I start top left or bottom right, then my stitches kind of go how I like them to go. So I started in the bottom right hand corner, and this is what I got done. Yep. Surprisingly, that's about 600 odd stitches. So, I mean, it looks quite interesting. It was quite a lot of confetti to start with. But I discovered something. I don't like starting in the bottom right hand corner. I guess it's better to find out at 660 stitches, but I realised that because of the way I stitch, when I start from that bottom corner, then my thread is basically in the way of my stitching all the time, so I keep having to move my thread out of the way. Now, it didn't immediately occur to me because when I start most of my other projects, I love a bottom right hand corner start because I railroad my stitches. And so the way the thread goes then is actually really helpful to me because it helps me railroad more easily. But it's completely the reverse for this because I'm doing one strand. So the thread is just in the way. So, albeit I had 600 odd stitches in, I decided to switch to the top left-hand corner. So those stitches are dead to me. Unfortunately, my bit of fabric is so huge that it was going to be, I had loads of room. I don't even need to unpick that. I literally just shifted it on where the fabric is. I'll try and show you, but this fabric is huge. So here this is in that bottom corner. And I'm going to try, I'll leave it about folded up. So there it is in that corner. This is only halfway to what you can see. And then if I flip this round, I'll flip it and you can see I'm now in there. This is now in the other corner. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Look, can you see? This is, I can't actually even get this in. This is how big it is. It's an absolute bed sheet. Can you even see? Right, look. There's my corner. And then we go all the way over here to the other corner to where I've actually started it. It's a bit silly, isn't it? But basically it's because I didn't cut my fabric down. I knew it was a lot bigger than I needed. I got massive margins. I just started in this corner. You can see I just started with a, what did I give myself? Oh, it's about 5 inches margin. Tons. Way more than I needed, but that was just, I wasn't going to cut the fabric beforehand. I'm not going to use the rest of it for anything. So I just thought I'd stitch on this massive piece of fabric and cut it down later. But it worked out well because it meant then I could come back over to the other corner. And so again, I've got even more margin on this side. It's ridiculous. I'm going to put my board behind this now so you can, and give you a bit of a close-up of the top right corner, which is where we are now. So let's put that board behind there and I'll show you. It's not very straight, is it? Try and do that. And give you a little close-up of that corner. There we go. So we now got some nice blue colours. Lovely gentle blues instead of that dark confetti. This is a little bit confetti. There's about half a dozen different colours already in that section. But it's quite nice to stitch. And it was definitely a lot more stitches in the same colour that I could kind of just run with. So it's more dithering than confetti, I would say, where the colours are sort of interspersed, but there's quite a lot of stitches of each colour. So it didn't take too long. And I worked on it then on Sunday and I worked a little bit yesterday. And I'd love to tell you that I got to 1,000 stitches, I wanted to sit here and tell you I've done my first 1,000 stitches on it. I haven't. I've done 936, which is actually pretty good. So I'm going to work on it today, get it over that first 1,000, which is a silly milestone to go for really, because there's over 500,000 stitches in this. Yes. So wanting to get that first 1,000 stitches, such a tiny fraction. But I think that is 0.17%, something like that. It's the tiniest little bit. But I am absolutely loving it. I feel like it's going to be hard not to just want to stitch on this one all the time at the moment and try and put some time in on the others. I already picked it up yesterday when I wasn't supposed to pick it up. I never tell myself what I'm really supposed to be stitching. I will change it if I want to, and this one I wanted to do some more, so that's all fine. But yeah, while it's so new and fresh and I'm desperate to stitch on it, I think it's going to be calling to me quite a lot. And I'd like to get out of the blue, because of having moved and started in that the top left hand corner, there's a lot of blue. But actually I need to get about down to here. If I can work my way down here, there's some tree that starts to come in there, and there's the tree. So it's not going to be the most exciting stitching for a while, but I think it's going to look really good. I'm loving that little bit already. So yes, I will try and at some point do a stitch with me when I get something a tiny bit more exciting. If I get to the tree, I'll maybe share some of my stitching with you. Right, that is all of the stitching. So I think we should do the giveaway. So this was my giveaway, or two giveaways, to celebrate having 9,000 subscribers. So crazy, so crazy. And yeah, we had two prizes. Let me get these over here. And I've done the thing with the random comment picker. So giveaway one was just the kit only from the Cotton and Twine January subscription box. So you've already seen me stitching that one. This is the Ada version though. So I've got the pattern and the Ada and all the beautiful threads. So that was giveaway number one. And the winner, I will put the picture on screen as well for the comment. The word for this one, the keyword was happiness. We had 91 entries for this. And the winner on screen now is Pirate Dash. So yay, congratulations to you. You have won that. And giveaway number two was the kit for the Wren and Snowdrop. So this one is the full kit. It's got the pattern, 14 count fabric, thread, needle, all the kit beautifully packaged in there. The word for that one was Snowdrop. We had 110 entries for this one, so both of these super popular. And the winner for this one, again, I will pop it on screen, is Emily Overpeck 7640. Hurrah! So that is the two winners. I will get those in the post to you if you drop me an email. I have my email in the description. You can let me know that you're the winners, and let me know your postal address so that I can get those on their way to you, and I hope you enjoy them. And for everyone else who didn't win, please subscribe if you're not already, and maybe there'll be another giveaway fairly soon, maybe even next time. So stay tuned for that. Right, what have we got next? Well, there isn't, normally at this point there's some new stash. There's not any new stash really, because the only thing I've bought was all the stuff, the fabric and the threads for Dragon Race. That was quite enough spending for the month. So yes, nothing else to show you on new stash. But we do of course have plans, so many plans. Starting with my Whip Go update, and February Whip Go is all done and dusted. I had a fancy lady goal to finish the cross stitching on the Sorceress, which was done, and the other one was a full coverage goal to choose a new full coverage, kit it up and put in 500 stitches. And as you can see, that is also done. And since I'm filming on the 25th, the Whip Go calls are actually out. I checked before I filmed and they're out. My 2 calls for March will be Fancy Lady, so I'll need to think of a goal for that one, and Flowers. So again, I need to sort of decide what goals I'm having for those. That's my 2 themes that have been picked. So I then need to narrow down and actually set myself a specific goal. I think on Flowers, I don't have flowers in tons of these other things, so I actually think I might pull out my 4 Seasons Spring by Brothy Threads, because it's feeling kind of appropriate. The weather's more spring-like. That's got lots of beautiful flowers on it, and I have been thinking I'd like to get back to it because I was partway through that already. So yeah, I think that might be good to do. What else? The breakfast stitch, so my little early morning stitch has been the little Owl Patchwork, which is nearly done. So I will work on that for a few more mornings until it's finished. And I might put the Mermaid in there, Mermaid's Realm, because that would be a lovely one to pick up and do a little bit every day, because it's so easy to do because it's just one colour. So I might swap that into there. Well, to be confirmed, but that's my thought. The football project, crack on with the Deadly Aquarium. Fancy Lady Friday will be, I think, mixing up between doing the backstitch on the Sorceress and Gaia. I won't put Beading of the Winter's Gift on Fancy Lady Friday. I'll probably do that at other times as well. So there's still plenty more Fancy Lady nonsense to be going on. And SAL Sundays will, of course, be Arctic Animals, get that narwhal done, and the Stitchers Book Club. I need to figure out if I put a regular slot for Dragon Race into the night. If I give that a day, I might well do. And potentially fully finish that Wren. Maybe stretch goal. We shall see. So yeah, that's kind of the plans. Apart from potential planned new starts, which part of me feels I shouldn't really be talking about planned new starts because I'm still somewhat lacking on the finish front. But I will not should on myself, and if I want a new start, I'm going to do one or 2. Now I have got a week off coming up, and I usually like a holiday new start. I don't think I'm going to though, because I have got some new starts planned for after that, so I don't think I'll do a holiday new start. But on the 12th of March, it is Jess's birthday. So Cross Stitch Jess on Instagram and here on YouTube. So again, another Flosstuber to definitely go and check out. Jess's videos are absolutely fantastic. Really enjoy watching her. Lovely, lovely project. So the 12th of March is her birthday, and she is encouraging us all to work on or start something, a kind of meta cross stitch piece. So cross stitch about cross stitch. Now technically my Stitching My Way to Happiness, that would count. But no, we're having a new start because I've been wanting to get in on this one for a while. So, and I said I wanted a few more little smalls in my rotation. So I'm going to start that one on the 12th of March for Jess's birthday. And then on the 20th of March, I'm going to do a new start because the 20th of March is the official start of spring. And Tan, the monogamous cross stitcher, again, yet another fantastic Flosstuber to go and check out. Please go and watch Tan. She is absolutely brilliant. Really great progress. Very, very fast stitcher. I think I'm quite fast, but she is super fast. So there's always so much exciting to see. Lots of lovely finishes. So Tan and I decided that we would start the spring Quaker, which is this beautiful pattern, together. And 20th of March seemed appropriate for the start of spring. And on top of that, I shared this in my Patreon membership, and everyone, or quite a few people in there, were quite keen to start it as well. So I'm going to make it a little unofficial SAL in my Patreon membership, I'm going to divide this up, don't know how yet, but I will divide it up into probably 4 little sections, because 4 seems to work quite well, and we will do a section every week or 2 weeks. Again, to be decided once I've kind of divided that up and see how many stitches that's going to be, and we will stitch that and share that in the Patreon membership. So if you'd like to come and join our community, it is so amazing over there. We have so much fun, including these little sort of unofficial stitch-alongs, sharing all our progress, all our stitchy chat. It is wonderful. So if you fancy doing that and joining us, then come on over and join us on Patreon. Tan probably won't be doing it that way. Tan will probably have this knocked out the park in like a week. I don't think she'll be doing it at our stitch along pace, but for the rest of us who will do it a little bit slower, we will do it. We'll do it over a number of weeks. So that's my 2 planned new starts. At least they are both quite small. Other than that, as I said, I've got a week off coming up. We're rolling into AOB here, and there's not really much. I've got my week off coming up. Going to visit my mum and dad for the weekend. You know how much I love that, because I love spending time with them, and especially getting to stitch with my mum. That's always so much fun. So very much looking forward to that. And then the following weekend, so on Saturday the 8th of March, having already mentioned my Patreon membership, it's actually live Q&A time. So every month I go live and answer any questions that anyone has, and it's an absolute blast. It's so much fun to chat to the Patreon members and get to know people a little bit better. So yeah, if that sounds good to you as well, again, come and join us over in Patreon. It is just an amazing place to be, and maybe come and join us for the live Q&A on the 8th of March. Okay, that is quite enough from me. I had no idea whether this was going to be a short video or a long video. I should have known better. Probably a long video. But that does bring us to the end of all of my cross-stitch updates. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing all the cross-stitch nonsense I've been getting up to over the last couple of weeks. I hope you've maybe had a chance to get some of your own stitching done as well. I will be back in 2 weeks' time with another update. We will see if I actually get to any more finishes. And of course, in between, there'll be some tip and tutorial videos maybe, or maybe just more videos on full coverage. Who knows? We will see where the fancy takes me. And of course, I would love it if you'd leave me a comment. Let me know what you've enjoyed from all of the things I've shown you today. And do be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single stitch. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy stitching and bye for now.